Hi everyone, welcome back to another video here. It's something a little bit different, something that I don't do all the time at least. I've not done too many times, yet on this channel, and that of course is an announcement video. You'll see what it is. It's not going to be a surprise, reveal of course within this video, because you'll see what it is, on the title, of this video. But yes, once again, going back to this James Bond series and reviewing all of the films in this series, in this franchise. This great, in my opinion, great franchise. I love James Bond so much, and yes, here we are, it's official. I'm going to be going back through every single James Bond film and reviewing them once again. Of course, I've kind of said this for the last year at least. I planned on, at least before, the new Bond, of course, Bond 25, of course, now revealed as No Time to Die. Before that came out, of course, I wanted to go back and review these films again for a number of reasons, of course. But the main one being, I just love James Bond so much. I love the Bond franchise. I think, definitely there's a couple of franchises I kind of prefer, but really, this is right up there in my kind of top, very favourite franchises of all time. I love James Bond so much. So it's kind of the main reason, more than anything else, is an excuse for me to talk about these films once again, and because I loved reviewing these films. Of course, if my first videos, you can see that right now if you want, but my first videos were actually the James Bond reviews, and I think there was probably a couple of videos I'd done, in between that series there, but really that was the bulk of my first few months on YouTube. Was going through all of the franchise and giving them reviews. A couple I gave spoiler reviews. This time around, I'll be giving every single Bond review a spoilers-filled, discussion. So that'll be, I think, more interesting, because then I can actually get into, and I kind of do that more on my channel now in general. Going into more of the plot details, describing different moments, perhaps more in depth, my feelings on particular, directions within, different films, just yes, giving them more of a kind of in-depth kind of review. Of course, my first reviews were very short. That's the thing as well. I thought I could talk about these films for a lot longer than kind of 7 minutes. I think I looked at some of my reviews, 7 minutes long. That's not something I usually do anymore, and that's because I think there's just so much more to say. At least in my opinion, for me to talk about these films, I can go on for a lot longer than 7 minutes. And I think some of the later ones, once I kind of got more into YouTube, I've done them for a bit longer. But generally the original reviews on my channel, in general, but particularly of course the Bond films, were very short, and I think that'll be great. I'll be doing spoilers, of course, more lengthy reviews, and yes, I think just more enjoyable discussions, of course, and yes, it'll be great to do. I can't wait. So yes, I'm announcing that now in this video, and yes, of course, I'm still a bit unsure about how I'm gonna organise them on the channel. For example, the original films, are in a playlist. My original reviews of these films, the James Bond kind of playlist I have, and that is, of course, something that originally I thought would be great. Not a lot of people have used the playlist really. Looking on the stats, but again, I'm still going to be. I still use playlists for a number of reasons, but one of them being, it's easy for me to kind of just organise, all my reviews and just kind of go through them in that way. So yeah, I will still kind of be putting them in the playlist. Whether or not it will be a separate one, or possibly I might, kind of replace them with the original reviews. I'm not sure if I'll do that yet, but I could also just put them in, as well as the original reviews for each one. But that might be a bit confusing there. I'm still a bit unsure, in that regard. But yes, something that I really wanted to do for a while is talk about these Bond films again, and just it would be great to do. The Bond franchise, of course, is very divisive. But again, the Bond franchise is also something that I think the fan base is generally a lot more kind of enjoyable, I feel, respectful, than many franchises, I feel. And just, from what my experience on, talking about these Bond films, it's just been, I think, mostly positive. It's been great to discuss because, yeah, just kind of generally, I think it's a really good fan base. It's a very, very proud fan base, I feel, and one that I really can't wait to kind of discuss, again, about these films to people, just different opinions on, your favourite film, within the franchise, which is, it could be any film in the franchise. It's always welcome to hear different opinions. And what is your favourite Bond film? What's your least favourite? Again, it's also something that, you can say you really don't like this one, and you like this one, of course. And any opinions will be welcomed, to the channel. And yes, it'll be something that we'll keep it respectful, as always. And yeah, it's just something that should be fun. Should be really, really good to do. And yes, because as I've kind of said to a few of my a few of the people I know on YouTube, I've not been as hyped for this one, but potentially as a few of the other ones. I think Spectre was a one that I was really, really hyped for. I'm not really, maybe not discussed my initial kind of experiences with Bond in the cinema and stuff, but I saw all of the films, really, all of the Daniel Craig Bonds in the cinema, and just Spectre was the one I went to. So hyped for, after Skyfall, of course, and was very, very disappointed, in Spectre. But again, I could revisit that and maybe like it a lot more now. Now that I've kind of come to terms with certain things within the, of what's kind of doing. It's a very, very different Bond film, that one. But yeah, maybe on a rewatch, because I've only seen it twice. I could like it a little bit more. It could grow on me. Who knows? But yes, this is a film, No Time to Die, that is it's very, very divisive already, for a number of reasons. And me, I'm included in the kind of you could say, in the group of people that are very, very hesitant, about what are they gonna, how are they gonna change the franchise, in many different ways. We'll have to see, have to wait and see what happens, because there's been rumours floating around, of course, but you can't really go on rumours. You have to kind of wait and see the film, and see what you think of it. Just like every film, But yes, I'm hyped. I'm also kind of not as hyped as I would have been, for previous Bond films, like for example Spectre. But at the same time, I'm kind of the approach for me is, whether I like it or not. It's kind of, I could hate the film, I could love the film, I could kind of be in between. But whatever happens, I'm going to go and see this film. Not necessarily April the 2nd. No, it won't be that. But around this time, I'm going to see the latest Bond film, to see what it's like, and that is the kind of approach. And if I like it, great. If I don't like it, then that's also fine. We'll see where it goes and see what it does. To the franchise, to the kind of the legacy, maybe. Of course, everyone's kind of talking about this film. It's been in discussion for a while, and yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. Of course, and I look forward to it. Again, it's not something that I'm truly, truly hyped for, and can't wait for. But again, I'm definitely going to go ahead with this rewatch of the series and re-reviewing all of the Bond films, and potentially the unofficial, Never Say Never Again. That'll be a possible kind of review there, but not necessarily before, No Time to Die. But I'll possibly be doing that this year, and of course, who knows, maybe even the Casino Royale spoof, that came out in the 60s. Never seen that before. So yes, it should be fun. Should be interesting as well, of course, to get people's opinions on these Bond films, and just the franchise as a whole. And we'll see where it goes. As I say, I've not got everything set in stone yet. How I'm going to kind of, for example, set out my playlists. Will I do another ranking? Probably not. I'll say that now because I don't really think it's kind of changed. It may change a little bit. After this rewatch, a couple, maybe Spectre. A couple of ones could grow on me more. But yeah, maybe even Thunderball. It's the one that I was not that kind of big on. When I went on this rewatch, it's definitely my least favourite of the kind of Sean Connery Bonds, but that's the one that kind of is interesting, because I thought, I thought I'd maybe like it a little bit more on a return, but yeah, who knows? This time around, I could like that a bit more, and we'll see. Or maybe look at it a different way and see if I can get more invested in certain things in that. But yeah, that's an example of one of them. So this ranking could change. That's a thing. The James Bond ranking could slightly be tweaked, and if that is the case, I could do another ranking. Maybe say that in the description, in the comments, of course. If you want to see another ranking potentially, of this franchise, and including, of course, No Time to Die, then that could be a possibility. I could be open for that, but we'll see how it goes. But definitely, I will be returning back again. Bond is back, and so is CineArts, to review this franchise, and cannot wait. Of course, Doctor No is such a great film, and that is the original Bond. I cannot wait to see that film, and of course, just a quick mention, these when I went on this, kind of the first ever for me, entire, series review, series watch, of course. It was one of the kind of the most pleasing, kind of nostalgic, wonderful things that I've done really in the last few years in terms of cinema. It was really, really great to do, and actually already I've kind of got memories, nostalgic memories of actually just going through watching these films. Something about it, especially the 60s Bonds. That, as I've said before, that is my favourite decade for the Bond series. Especially they were so charming films. Just to kind of they're just infused with this wonderful feeling. I just have really good, warm memories of that. Even though it was only a couple of years ago, it's very nostalgic. And the way I kind of went through these films, and it's just great to do a couple I'd never seen before, including, of course, On Her Majesty's Secret Service. So yes, and what a film that is, at least in my opinion. But yes, so that is the announcement. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and yes, I can say that Doctor No I will be watching either Thursday or Friday this week. This video will be uploaded probably Monday, which is tomorrow, of course, or very nearly, actually at midnight nearly now, but yes, it'll be uploaded on the Monday, the 3rd, and yes, we'll take it from there. This video, of course, leave your thoughts in the comments, and yes, I'll be starting the re-reviews of this series, this great series, at least in my opinion. We'll be doing that Thursday, Friday, so cannot wait. It'll be great to do. Really looking forward to this one, and it will, it'll probably take up most of my time, on YouTube for the next 2 months, really. Of course, I'll be doing other reviews. Generally, I want to, increase my output. As of now, really, I've been slacking. I admit that. Recently, it's not been a great month, January, but yes, I will be back with other reviews as well. There'll be quite a few films I want to review that aren't Bond films, but yes, most of my videos will be Bond reviews. So yes, really looking forward to this. Tell me your thoughts. What would you like me to maybe do with the ranking? As I say, what are your thoughts on that? Would you like to see me rank the series again when the latest Bond comes out, and maybe if it gets adjusted as well, on another rewatch, be interesting to do. So yes, I look forward to many more great discussions, on this franchise. Once again, this is something that I've been looking forward to doing for a while, and this is going to be great to hear what you think of the franchise, what you think of these individual films, and it should be great. It should be very nostalgic as well for me. Going back to what I've started out doing, on YouTube. The first, of course, reviews that I'd done really was the James Bond reviews, and something that I really look forward to doing once again. Should be even more fun. To kind of review these films again. It's going to be great. This franchise, this series, this creation, of course, within cinema. It's such a diverse, interesting kind of franchises. It's fun, action-packed, thrilling, charming. Funny, of course, humorous. Many of them are, and also very, very potentially very, very deep and moving. Actually, quite a few of these Bond films, especially actually a lot of my favourites, really are actually very, very, very moving, very powerful films. So yes, I can't wait to do this. Of course, this week will be Doctor No, the first review that I have on my channel, of course, and once again, going to watch this film. In my opinion, a great film, and I can't wait to do that. Of course, should be back, this week, of course, with some other reviews. But James Bond, of course, is going to be my main focus as we go forward for the next couple of months on this channel. So yes, as always, thanks for watching.